How's it going, everybody, and welcome back for another video. Today we're going to take a look back at August 1986 in professional wrestling. More specifically, a magazine from August of 86. This magazine was called The Wrestler. Just a quick look at the cover here. You get an update on Jimmy Snuka. The Superfly will soar again. Paul Ellering's shocking statement. The Road Warriors can't beat the Midnight Express. The Empire Strikes Back. The British Bulldogs win the WWF Tag Team title. Also, the Freebirds, Bruiser Brody War, a special report by Kerry Von Erich. Hacksaw Jim Duggan defeats Dick Slater. The pride of North America is now proud of himself. And finally, Q&A with Kendall Windham. As I said, this was from August of 86. Originally $1.75 in the States and $2.25 in Canada. Before I get into the magazine and show you some of the photos and the stories and things like that, we'll just take a look at the back page here where they're advertising a double feature of VHS for only $44.95 each, $15 off the list price, recorded in full stereo sound. Lords of the Ring and Ring Masters. The Great American Bash. Looks like on the opening inside cover we have an ad to become a locksmith. Make up to $26 an hour, even while learning. To the right, an ad for PWI, Pro Wrestling Illustrated. I'm not going to show off every single page in this magazine. I'm just going to kind of thumb through it a little bit and try and show you what I think is the notable things. So we'll just first start off with the table of contents page. And then off to the right, it says all the publishers and everybody associated with the magazine, starting with the publisher and editor-in-chief being Peter King, senior editor Bill Apter, and then it goes down from there. You can read, and I'll zoom in on it a little bit. To the left is an interesting article by Bill Apter, and this was about the first annual Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup Tag Team Tournament. It was done in the history books, and he wrote about it here. In case you're interested in reading the article a little bit, I've zoomed in on it. You can probably zoom in closer if you need to. I love looking at old ads in magazines. A couple of interesting ads there off to the left. And to the immediate right is the continuation of that Bill Apter story where he was talking about the Crockett Cup and then everything else that was going on in wrestling. So he also mentions the feud between Piper and Cowboy Bob Orton. Looks like King Kong Bundy and John Studd, Billy Jack Haynes, Steve Regal. I mean, I'll zoom in on this and you can read it if you like. To the right, where you see Cornette and the Midnight Express, that's the end of the Bill Apter story. Pause it and read along if you want to read the actual article, which is pretty interesting, you know? This is an interesting part of the magazine here. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Each issue, the wrestler will praise the noteworthy and damn those who violate the honor of wrestling. The praiseworthy receive a thumbs up. The disgraceful are marked with a thumbs down. Here is this month's roll of honor and shame. I'm not going to read all of these, but I will read a couple of them. Thumbs up to Precious Paul Ellering. Ellering steered the Legion of Doom to its largest payday ever, $1 million, by virtue of their stunning victory in the Jim Crockett Senior Memorial Cup. Ellering formulated an ingenious strategy designed to maximize the Road Warriors' great strength and stamina. Animal and Hawk stuck closely to the game plan, running roughshod over the teams of Wahoo McDaniel and Jay Youngblood, the Midnight Express, and Ronnie Garvin and Magnum TA. Looks like they gave a thumbs up to JYD as well, Chris Adams, and Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Thumbs down to Jim Cornette. Fans tuning into NWA action recently witnessed one of the most abominable events in the sport's notorious history. Cornette and the Midnight Express had Dusty Rhodes triple teamed. Baby Doll attempted a brave but foolish rescue. As Rhodes watched in helpless horror, Baby Doll was attacked by Bobby Eaton, who held her, while Cornette jammed his tennis racket into her abdomen. The amount of damage to Baby Doll is yet to be ascertained, but even if the injuries prove to be superficial, Cornette is a marked man. We expect the American Dream to retaliate with utter ruthlessness. Thumbs down to Ric Flair. Has someone spiked the NWA water cooler with nasty pills? Champion Ric Flair spearheaded a Pearl Harbor-style attack on Rick Morton in the dressing room, mercilessly beating the young rock and roller into unconsciousness. The stylish title reign of Ric Flair is definitely over. The infamous boundaries, the unprovoked attack on Dusty Rhodes, and his latest incident may forever tarnish what history otherwise would have recorded as one of the sport's great championship eras. Thumbs down also goes to Jesse Barr, as well as Sheik Adnan El-Kaisi. Introducing the Mod Squad off to the left here, and you can read the story if you like to. Continuation of the Mod Squad story, and to the right just a interesting ad for Rocky, the action strategy game. Q&A with Kendall Windham. Q&A continuation, and an ad for just wrestling magazines and stuff like that. This is a cool article. I always liked Hercules Hernandez. It's titled X-Ray. The wrestler panel examines Hercules Hernandez. So each month in this magazine, they would have a panel of, usually former wrestlers and whatnot. Talk about an up-and-coming star or, somebody like that, This is pretty interesting. Next up, the Freebirds, Bruiser Brody War. A special report by Kerry Von Erich. Leave it to the Freebirds to forge the unlikely alliance between Kerry Von Erich and Bruiser Brody. As Kerry reports in this wrestler exclusive, this time Michael Hayes' big mouth was too big for his own good. You guys could try and zoom in on this if you'd like to read it. I always liked Hacksaw Duggan. I got to meet him when I was a kid, and I'll never forget that, actually, This is a pretty cool article about when he defeated Dick Slater. Cool article about the British Bulldogs winning the WWF Tag Team titles. To the left is a continuation of the Bulldogs article, and to the right is an update on the Superfly. And really the final thing I want to close this video out showing you is just the article about Paul Ellering's shocking statement. The Road Warriors can't beat the Midnight Express. Has precious Paul Ellering given up? Has his confidence in the Legion of Doom been destroyed? Have Hawk and Animal finally come up against the one tag team that they can't beat? Maybe. Then again, maybe not. I'll close this video out with the official wrestling rankings, and thank you guys for watching. So I'm not going to talk about each and every one of these. You guys can look at the individual territories yourselves, but I'm going to read off the top 10 and the tag team real quick. Number 1, they had Ric Flair. Number 2, Hulk Hogan. Number 3, Stan Hansen. Number 4, Magnum TA. Number 5, Randy Savage. Number 6, Dusty. Number 7, Rick Rude. Number 8, Tully Blanchard. Number 9, Hacksaw Duggan. Number 10, Kerry Von Erich. As far as tag teams, number 1, the Road Warriors. Number 2, the British Bulldogs. Number 3, the Midnight Express. Number 4, Big Scott Hall and Kurt Hennig. Number 5, the Rock and Roll Express. Number 6, Greg Valentine and Brutus Beefcake. Number 7, the Fantastics. Number 8, the Fabulous Ones. Number 9, Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov. And number 10, Magnum TA and Dusty. Thanks again for watching, guys. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I appreciate you watching, and see you next time.